What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lord Arceus here. We're back at it again. I've been thinking about putting out this video for the longest time, man. My heart is pounding out of my chest right now. But what we gotta do this. You guys think you know these people. Like, I know this is some of you guys' heroes. Like, you think this is a great man. But I'm here to tell you, back in the day, he was a real monster. As you guys know, Charlie's about 6'5", 265 pounds of pure, real deal steel, muscle, and sex appeal. And he was just like that in high school. Except, he had a real mean streak back in the day. He was all the teachers feared him, all the students feared him, the ladies loved him. He had a squad of cheerleaders at his beck and call. He's captain of the football team, captain of the soccer team, captain of the basketball team. He was a real specimen. But he fully took advantage of his power. You know what Uncle Ben said. Charlie didn't believe in none of that nonsense. My good friend Geronimo Jenkins was a victim of one of Charlie's many antics. Charlie shoved him in a locker one day, and he had already given him a wedgie, so his underwear was dangling at his waist. Charlie left some of the exposed underwear through the closed locker, and then performed what he called his special move, the atomic locker wedgie combo. He really loved that word atomic for some reason. This is probably about 15 years ago. Geronimo to this day still walks with a limp. I remember during senior year, Charlie would run around tying freshmen to the flagpoles by their underwear. For some reason, our school had a large amount of flagpoles. But one day he caught the principal slipping and tied him to the flagpole by his tighty whities and proclaimed that it was a new high score. Me and Charlie had 14th period together. You could hear this guy coming from a mile away. He'd always be singing what he called the wedgie song, and he'd kick the door in every time. Like, he didn't know doorknobs existed. He'd just kick the door in, sit down, kick his feet up at the teacher's desk, and drink his jug of milk while the teacher taught class. Standing, of course. I remember an incident we had one time. We had a substitute teacher from the inner city, and he didn't know anything about Charlie. And he made the mistake of trying to tell Charlie to do his work, and that was an ugly one. Charlie drugged the entire class and the teacher by the scruff of his hair to the woman's bathroom and proceeded to give him 12 atomic mega swirlies. I once saw Charlie beat up an entire mob of enraged parents. He put up 80 points at the state basketball game. He went there by himself. He was just built like that. He was built different, He didn't need a team. But he put up 70 points. He was celebrating. He drove his muscle car into the arena. He was standing on it with his trophy, screaming out about how he put up 70 and all you need to go home. And they didn't like that very much. The parents, they tried to catch him slipping in the parking lot. And man, it was a massacre out there. They had an abnormally large amount of trash cans outside. Now I come to think of it, I think maybe Charlie had set that up himself. But everywhere you look, left and right, just parents' heads in trash cans, feet dangling. Once you walked into school, Charlie had his collection tray for everybody's lunch money. Principals, teachers, students, everybody had to pay the collection fee. He must have made six figures that year. I remember one time I overheard a conversation while I was dangling from the garbage bin. I spent a lot of time in there thanks to Charlie, but it wasn't so bad overall. Charlie was talking to the janitor, and apparently the janitor wasn't trying to pay his fees. He kept whining about his daughter's cancer treatment and about how he couldn't afford to pay Charlie at the same time. Man, you should have seen the look on Charlie's face. They did strike a deal. Things didn't get violent. Charlie, in exchange, took his colon and sold it on the black market for about 10 racks. He used to brag about that for months. But yeah, you guys, there's a whole lot more, but I don't really want to get into it. I'm not feeling too well after telling the story, honestly. I don't want this guy to come looking for me. There's a lot worse stuff here. But I just had to get this story out there. It's traumatizing. It feels good to just finally speak on it and let people know. I know a lot of you guys look up to these personalities. They're your heroes, but you just never know about them. You never know. I used to love the great late EDP. He was my hero. And then I found out he liked diddling children. So that didn't end up too well. But this is just a warning to all you kids out there. Just don't fall in love with these people. Sometimes they might be hiding deep, dark, evil secrets. Thank you guys for listening.
Here we have a batch of cupcakes, which I'm not gonna lie, they smell really fucking delicious, but I never was, even before this whole weight loss shit, I never was a huge cupcake eater, you know what I mean? Always been a little bit too fucking sweet for me.